Hello friends, it is Chelsea and welcome on back. I'm going to be sharing my plan with you all for the week of February 24th through March the 2nd, 2025. I used the printable version of Lynner Designs Mindset is what this kit's called. It's very new like health inspired, I guess. I don't know. I would say that, oh, this was the week that I did this or I did that, but let's be real, I didn't do any of that. And I paired with it a foil bundle that was also from Lynner Designs. So I bought the printable kit, but the physical foil bundle because I unfortunately do not have capability to foil myself. I don't even think I'm going to get into that. That's another printer, that's foil, that's paper, that's a headache is what that is. But yeah, so the foil bundle is the butterflies, and I bought it in a lavender hollow, which was one of the foil suggestions that Lynn had provided when she did her video. And sorry, really? My mom just texted me. My niece pooped, she said. That's wonderful. Just what I wanted to hear. But yeah, I liked this kit. I like how it included like a bullet journal and planner stuff. Also included the full box that you'll see on Wednesday is like a mood board. I love it. I did print out the big double box, which I put there on Saturday and Sunday. I also printed out the fashion add-ons in the brunette and then the dark skin option, the light skinned brunette option and the dark skinned option, just because I thought that they were all very, very pretty. And there were some of the full boxes that I wanted to use, but I wasn't super thrilled with them, so I was like, you know what, we will use some of these fashion girls. Usually I just include like one or two. I know that there's a kit coming up. Well, I say coming up. I just laid it down for July, and I used like 3 of the girls in the kit, but I thought they were gorgeous. I did color block this as usual, so there you go. I honestly, I've found that my color blocked kits are my favorites. Like my color block spreads are my favorites. I really just hate trying to figure out which kit or which color I'm going to use, like which label I'm going to use. So the fact that I can very easily just like, oh, I need to use this color and I can use this label makes it so much easier. And it's also different because even though I do use a pretty wide variety of kits, I find that I'm using a lot of Scribble Prints Co kits. And so when you get to a certain point, it's just like, oh, you use so many of a certain shop's kits, and then you're like, what am I doing? Like this kit, Lynn includes so many stickers with her kits, and I absolutely love that. But it also is a little overwhelming because it's just like, okay, which one do I use? You know what I mean? So anyways, this week we, as far as reading is concerned, we finished Hot 6, started 7 Up. I was still working on The English Patient. If you missed last week's Plan With Me or you just didn't watch it, it took me absolutely forever to read through that book, and I eventually just DNF'd it because I was like, I don't give a shit. We also finished, at some point, where is it? We finished, no. I was also working on Simply Lies. There you go. Usually what I do is I listen to an audiobook, I read a physical book, and I read an ebook at the same time. Is that confusing? Probably, but it is what it is. Maybe that's why I just couldn't get into The English Patient, because I just wasn't, it's like, I was confusing it with like 2 other books. I don't know. Not that like the Hot 6, 7 Up, those books, they're not complicated to read. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, so it's so complicated to follow along with these books, because it's not. It's really not. Okay, sorry for the weird pause there. Hopefully you guys won't be able to tell, but my video was screwing up. I was like literally a minute and a half ahead of my voiceover that I was in my actual like video that I was watching. So yes. Let's see here. What happened this week? Monday, so last week, I think it was Thursday, I had scheduled an interview, and I told my coworkers, I was like, I have an interview at 1:30. So that's like a normal time for me to take lunch. So I was like, I need to be away from this desk and in a good place at before 1:30 because it was going to be a video interview. I was doing a Zoom interview. And so they were just like, okay, whatever. Like I told them straight up, like they knew I was looking for a new job. They knew I was interviewing, all of that stuff. And so they were just like, okay, that's fine. Like whatever. And so, it gets to be like 1:15 and I'm working by myself and a couple of other things were happening. And literally at like 25 after, I got up and I went over to my team lead and I was like, I need to go. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll come out. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going now. So I ended up having the interview. I sat for the interview, the video interview in my car. I like very strategically moved my hair so that the logo on my shirt wouldn't show. And I was just like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I was not happy. The interview didn't pan out anyway, but maybe it would have gone better if I had not been super stressed out when it came time to like, you know, actually do the interview. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe. So I was just super, super pissed about that. But yeah, so anyways, what else happened this week? Headaches, always. Thursday. So I don't know where it came from. I think it came from the lab girls. I really don't give a shit. But one of my coworkers was like, hey, will you help me get blah, blah, blah out of this cabinet? Because like all my coworkers, except for like one of them, are really, really short. And so I was like, yeah, no problem. Absolutely. So I get into the cabinet and I scream bloody ass murder because there is a snake in the cabinet. And I was like, I literally, I don't like snakes. Like, I don't like snakes. So yeah, they were like, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, no, I hate snakes. Like, you know, whatever, just. So, yeah, it was a ceramic snake. It looked really real. And I was just like, can you please get that thing out of this cabinet? Get this out of this department. Like, get it away from me. Oh my God, I was so mad. So mad. So mad. And then, yeah, I started crying because I hate snakes. And I'm not going to say I'm a baby because, like, a lot of people don't like snakes, but I just don't like snakes. Especially being surprised by a snake. Friday, everybody and their dog was being rude. I swear. I don't know why. I was just like, I just wanted to choke somebody. Everybody was being rude. Like, patients were being rude. My coworkers were being rude. I was just over it. And then I put that I was pissed, or I was annoyed at my coworker, my team lead, because she was just being a dick too. And I was just like, you know, like, excuse me. It's like, you guys wonder why I don't want to work here anymore. Saturday, my dog woke me up at 7:30, which technically is sleeping in for me, but like, I want to sleep later than 7:30. I'm lazy, okay? So I was mad about that. I did some filming, I did some coloring, and then I went out and sat with my friend's dog. She's got like pretty bad separation anxiety, and so if they're going to be gone for like a long period of time, I think they were gone for 12 hours ish. They always ask me to come out and sit with her and play with her and stuff like that, and I'm of course more than happy to do so because oh gosh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take a drink of water. I'm more than happy to do that because she's a good dog, and they're obviously wonderful people, or I wouldn't associate with them. And then Sunday, I had a headache, of course. I did do some laundry. I think I just had a headache because I was super tired. It happens sometimes, you know. These things just kind of happen. It is what it is. And then we did decide to order groceries for pickup, which usually when we order groceries for pickup, we pick them up the same day. So at some point we did pick up the groceries. I probably scheduled the pickup for its, some point. I don't know when. Did I write it down? Probably, honestly. Grocery pickup between 4 and 5. So yeah, we ordered the groceries pretty late in the late morning, and so the earliest available pickup time is like 4 and 5, which is fine with me. I just don't want to go in the store, so it's one of those things where it's kind of, you kind of take a risk when you buy groceries for pickup, because oftentimes, like, when I worked in the grocery pickup, I would, be very mindful about, like, this is the produce that I would want to eat. Like, I'm paying good money for produce, and so I would, I would make sure that I was picking good produce, but most people don't. And some people also don't really know what constitutes quote-unquote good produce, which I know sounds really dumb for me to say, but yeah, I feel like some people are just like, oh, this is an apple, and it's like, well, yeah, it's an apple, but it's also a rotten apple, or like, this pineapple is not ripe, or these bananas are overripe, or whatever it may be. So I don't know. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but that's just how it is sometimes. And then I cooked dinner, and I finished reading Simply Lies. I'm trying to remember what that book was about. I think I remember, but let me get in here and look, because I actually did, I talked about it in my last video, but I actually did do a reading journal. Okay, so my summary: Mickey Gibson is a retired cop and detective currently working for a global investigation company called Pro-Eye that hunts down wealthy tax evaders. She's recently divorced with 2 young children. After closing a big case, Mickey gets a call from someone named Arlene Robinson, who convinces Mickey she works at Pro-Eye and asks Mickey to investigate the home of an arms dealer. Arlene claims cheated some of Pro-Eye's clients. However, when Mickey discovers a dead body in a secret room within the mansion, Mickey finds out that not all is as it seems. With her kids' safety in the back of her mind and her ex-cop father's voice nagging her every step of the way, Mickey uses her connections at Pro-Eye, along with some cop knowledge of her own, to investigate what happened to the man in the secret room, as well as to find out who, quote-unquote, Arlene Robinson really is. So, I gave it a 2.6. So I started doing the Peach rating system, which is a version of the Cawpile, I think it is. I don't even know. CAWPILE rating system, which is super complicated, and so I like the Peach rating system that somebody else in the reading community came up with. I feel like I'm out of breath. And it ended up being a 2.6. And it's honestly, it's really interesting to me how easy it is for me to kind of be like, okay, because even after all this time, if I don't remember anything about a book, then I can tell you that the heart, which is more of like the memorability and the enjoyability of the book, it's gonna be pretty low, just kind of makes sense like that, you know what I mean? But anyways, other than that, that's pretty much the highlight of the week. Finished some books, read some other books. It is what it is. I'm just kind of talking to fill space until I'm done with the video. Let me take a drink of my coffee. I was drinking some coffee in the last video too, and complaining about there's floaties in it. It's like it's not even coffee grounds. It's like, because it's a concentrate coffee. I don't even know what it is. And I shook the heck out of those bottles, so I don't really know what's going on, but anyway, I was kind of upset because this foil bundle does not have the font that Lynner Designs uses that I really, really love. So I was kind of sad, but I used it in this one, and I was there for a while using the scripts and the foil bundles, but I've kind of stopped using them because I like all my scripts to match. I like my scripts to match, which makes me sound like such a pretentious A. Because I don't mind it in other people's spreads when they use scripts that don't match. I don't know what it is. And I guess I didn't do a VivWiggle, so thank you all so very much for watching, and until I see you next time, bye-bye!